I know she is testing you, and I also know that you have no idea how to outsmart her mind games. You sit in silence with your heart pounding, wondering, what did I do wrong? Is it me? Am I not the right one for her? Is she playing with me? I feel you, my man. This is exactly what we're going through. One moment, you're wrapped in the warmth of what felt like a genuine connection, and the next, you're left staring at a cold, silent phone, overwhelmed by rejection and drowning in self-doubt. If you've ever thought, this is exactly how I feel, you're not alone. Stick with me until the end, because today you're about to learn the secret to mastering your emotions, reclaiming your power, and finally answering that burning question that will change the way you approach every relationship in your life. There was a time when I believed that every shift in a relationship was a reflection of my own shortcomings. I used to think that if someone suddenly became distant, it was because I had failed in some fundamental way. But soon enough, I learned that these erratic behaviors were not indicators of my value. They were merely the tests of character that manipulative games play on unsuspecting hearts. The truth is, the modern dating scene is often less about genuine connection and more about a roller coaster of hot and cold signals, breadcrumbing, and outright ghosting. It's as if the rules of emotional engagement are written by someone else, leaving you to chase after validation like a moth to a flame. But here's a powerful secret. You don't have to be a pawn in this game. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 transformative strategies that will not only help you recognize these patterns, but also give you the tools to rise above them, armed with the calm of Stoicism and the unshakable power of self-respect. It all begins with the art of emotional detachment. Now, don't get me wrong. Detachment isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It's about refusing to let your inner peace be hijacked by the unpredictable behavior of others. Think of yourself as a seasoned sailor in the midst of a violent storm. While the tempest rages around you, you remain calm, unshaken, and fully in control of your vessel. When someone's behavior swings wildly from one extreme to another, many of us instinctively scramble to fix what seems broken. But what if, instead, you chose to step back and observe the storm without getting swept away by it? By detaching your emotions from their toxic grip, you free yourself from the chaos and maintain a serene center, one that commands respect without uttering a single word. Over time, this emotional detachment becomes not a shield against hurt, but a magnet for those who value the strength and calm that comes from truly knowing your worth. Once you've mastered detachment, the next step is to recognize the patterns that often underpin these manipulative behaviors. There's a rhythm to the chaos, a predictable cycle hidden within the seemingly erratic signals. Perhaps you've noticed that after an intense burst of affection, there always follows a long, painful silence. Or maybe you see the subtle breadcrumbs scattered along the way, hints that someone is keeping you at arm's length while still reaping the benefits of your attention. Once you start to see these patterns for what they are, you begin to understand that the game being played is not a reflection of your value, but rather a test of your emotional resilience. Recognizing these recurring behaviors gives you the upper hand, enabling you to decide whether you're willing to play along or if it's time to take a step back and reassess your priorities. The moment you understand the predictable nature of these tactics, you transform the unpredictable into something manageable, a dance where you set the pace instead of being led by someone else's whims. And if you think that's all there is to it, think again. One of the most crucial moves in this game of emotions is setting boundaries early on. Boundaries are not about erecting walls to keep people out. They're about declaring clearly what you will and will not tolerate in your life. When you communicate your standards firmly and respectfully, you're not only protecting yourself from emotional harm, but you're also asserting your own self-worth. Many fear that establishing boundaries might push someone away, but the truth is that genuine connections are built on mutual respect and honesty. When you express your needs, be it consistency in communication or respect for your time, you create an environment where both parties can thrive. This isn't about being inflexible. It's about demonstrating that you value yourself enough to demand the respect you deserve. And let me tell you, there is nothing more attractive than someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to stand by it. Yet, even with boundaries in place, manipulative tactics will try to provoke a reaction. In those moments, the key is to stay calm under pressure. It's all too easy to get swept up in the heat of the moment, to let anger or jealousy take the reins. But every time you react impulsively, you hand over your power to the person trying to control your emotions. Instead, imagine that you're in a heated conversation where every word is designed to ignite your deepest insecurities. Rather than responding with equal fervor, you take a deep breath and respond with measured coolness, disarming the situation with your unshakable calm. This isn't about ignoring the issue. It's about asserting that your inner peace is far more important than any fleeting provocation. By mastering the art of staying cool under pressure, you send a resounding message. You are the master of your own destiny, and no one can force you to dance to their erratic tune. Now, while it's all too tempting to get caught up in the immediate drama of every interaction, there's a much larger picture to focus on: your long-term goals. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, it's easy to let short-term emotional turbulence derail your vision for the future. But here's a truth worth embracing. Your life's trajectory is defined by the goals you set and the steps you take to achieve them. When you shift your focus from the immediate highs and lows to your bigger ambitions, you realize that no amount of momentary attention can compare to the fulfillment of a life well lived. Whether it's advancing in your career, honing your skills, or nurturing your personal passions, every moment you invest in your future is a step away from the need for external validation. This shift in perspective not only strengthens your resolve, but also attracts relationships that are built on genuine connection rather than fleeting infatuation. Of course, there will be moments when the urge for retaliation arises. When someone's actions sting, it's only natural to want to lash out and prove your point. But let me tell you, emotional retaliation is like pouring gasoline on a fire. It only serves to fuel the chaos further and tarnish your own sense of dignity. Instead of engaging in a battle of wits and emotions, choose to respond with calm indifference. Picture a scenario where someone tries to incite jealousy or anger, hoping that you'll stoop to their level. Instead of retaliating, you maintain your composure, letting your silence speak louder than any retort ever could. By refusing to participate in the cycle of reactivity, you preserve your self-respect and demonstrate that your worth is not determined by someone else's desire to manipulate your emotions. At the heart of every meaningful relationship is clear and assertive communication. It's all too easy for emotions to blur the lines between honesty and confrontation, leading to misunderstandings and unresolved tension. Instead of letting the conversations spiral into chaos, commit to expressing your needs with clarity and firmness. When you speak, do so with the confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you deserve. For instance, if you sense that the balance of communication is off, calmly voice your observations and feelings without casting blame. In doing so, you create a space where honest dialogue can flourish. A space where both parties are held accountable for their actions and where respect is the cornerstone of every interaction. This practice of clear communication is not just about addressing the present moment. It's about laying the foundation for relationships that honor your boundaries and nurture your growth. But amidst all this focus on managing relationships and deflecting manipulation, never forget that the most important relationship you will ever nurture is the one with yourself. Self-care is not an indulgence, it's a necessity. It means setting aside time to recharge, to pursue your passions, and to invest in your well-being, even when the world around you seems intent on draining your energy. When you prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical health, you send a powerful message. Your well-being is non-negotiable. Imagine the clarity and strength that come from a mind at peace, from a heart that knows its own value. This internal reservoir of self-love not only fortifies you against external turbulence, but also attracts relationships that are genuinely supportive and enriching. In a world that constantly seeks to undermine your worth, making your happiness a priority is the ultimate act of rebellion and self-respect. It's important to recognize that mastery over your emotions doesn't happen overnight. In our fast-paced society, patience is a virtue that is often overlooked. Yet the art of waiting, without succumbing to desperation, is a skill that will serve you well in every aspect of life. When you practice patience, you're not simply waiting for someone to change or for a situation to resolve itself. You're actively cultivating a mindset that values progress over instant results. Consider the times when you felt the urge to double text or demand immediate attention. Instead, choose to wait, knowing that your time is far too valuable to be squandered on fleeting moments of validation. This patient approach is not passive. It's a deliberate, strategic choice that reinforces the message that you are in control of your own destiny. And as you learn to wait with confidence, you begin to realize that the best things in life are often worth the wait. Yet, perhaps the most liberating strategy of all is knowing when to walk away. There comes a moment in every relationship when you must decide whether the connection is worth the emotional investment. When you find that you're giving more than you're receiving, that your self-respect is being compromised by someone's constant games, it's time to make a choice. Walking away is not a sign of weakness or defeat. It's a powerful affirmation of your own worth. It's the ultimate declaration that you refuse to settle for anything less than genuine, respectful connection. Imagine the freedom that comes from knowing that you hold the reins of your life firmly in your hands, that you are never obligated to remain in a situation that diminishes your value. That freedom, that ability to leave behind the toxic cycles of manipulation, is one of the most profound expressions of self-mastery you can ever achieve. As we come to the close of this journey, I want you to take a moment and reflect on everything you've heard. From the practice of emotional detachment to recognizing manipulative patterns, from setting clear boundaries and staying calm under pressure, to prioritizing your well-being and ultimately knowing when to walk away. The strategies we've explored today are not mere tactics for surviving a manipulative game. They are the building blocks of a life lived with unwavering self-respect and inner strength. Each strategy is a step towards reclaiming your power, a journey towards a future where your worth is not defined by someone else's fleeting attention, but by the steadfast confidence that comes from knowing who you truly are. So ask yourself now, are you ready to change the rules of the game? Are you prepared to stop chasing after the approval of those who don't value your presence and instead focus on nurturing the most important relationship of all, the one with yourself? The answer, my friend, lies within you, waiting to be unleashed. Imagine a life where every interaction is grounded in mutual respect, where your reactions are measured and your choices deliberate, where you move through the world with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their own worth. That life is not a distant dream. It's a reality waiting to be claimed by those bold enough to embrace these principles. Think about it. Every moment spent chasing validation, every ounce of energy devoted to someone else's unpredictable game, is a moment that could be invested in your own growth and happiness. The power to transform your life is not hidden in the actions of others. It resides within you, waiting for you to take the first step. As you move forward, remember that self-mastery is not about suppressing your emotions, but about harnessing them, channeling them into actions that reflect your true worth and long-term vision. It's about recognizing that the fleeting highs and lows of a manipulative relationship pale in comparison to the lasting satisfaction of living a life guided by your own principles and aspirations. Before you decide to leave this video, take a deep breath and ask yourself one final question. Do you want to continue playing the game, or are you ready to change the rules and become the master of your own fate? The answer is waiting for you at the end of this journey. If you choose to stick around and apply these strategies, you will discover a life of unparalleled clarity, strength, and self-respect. This is not merely advice for handling relationships. It is a blueprint for a more empowered and fulfilling life. Remember, the power to change your world is in your hands. Every moment of doubt, every instance of manipulation, and every time you feel left in the dark is an opportunity, a chance to learn, to grow, and to emerge stronger. It's time to reclaim control over your emotions and your destiny. The journey to self-mastery is long and challenging, but with every step you take, you're forging a path toward a future where your worth is recognized not by the fleeting attention of others, but by the enduring strength of your own character. So, are you ready to take the leap and embrace a life defined by unwavering self-respect and inner power? The answer lies not in the chaos of others' actions, but in the calm certainty of knowing who you are and what you deserve. As you walk away from toxic cycles and step into a world where your emotional well-being is prioritized above all else, remember this: the true measure of a person isn't found in how they react to every twist and turn of fate, but in how they stand firm when the world around them tries to shake their resolve. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey today. If these strategies resonate with you, if you're ready to break free from manipulation and embrace your inner strength, then take action now. Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss out on more empowering content. Share this message with anyone ready to redefine their narrative and reclaim control over their life. Let's build a community of individuals who refuse to be defined by someone else's rules. Together, we can rewrite the story and shape a future where we are the masters of our own destiny. Are you ready to take control? Or will you let the game continue to play you? The choice is yours, and every step you take empowers us all.